This is the Cyderbaby Show. I'm Dave Cyderbaby, and I'm speaking to the Blue Lena, which is Nick and Pete. Hey, how you
Hey,
doing?
hi Dave.
Well,
Okay.
you're looking chilled and relaxed for a Tuesday evening.
Yeah, I was sat in my studio. I think my guitar's looking down on me, so we're all good.
I'd like to say the same, but I've got a tartan blanket and a quilt up on its end, which I use as a muffler, so it looks very un-rock and roll. But I've got a guitar in camera shot.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. That's all you need.
Yeah, but apart from that, my rock and roll room is penguin and tartan quilts hanging everywhere.
Okay, I think probably less said about that, better, really.
Oh, it's total rock and roll. I mean, you got to put it down. I mean, it's obviously not a Bay Rollers fetish that I've got. It's just happens to be something that was left over. Nan didn't mind me borrowing it. Put it that way.
Okay, right. We'll move swiftly on from the Bay City Rollers.
Yeah, that's
right. But Blue Lena, this is new to me. So, how did all this occur?
Well, really, my previous band, I was in a previous band called 360, and we'd during the lockdown period, the band kind of split up, and I was a bit frustrated. And I got a bunch of songs together, and I went into a bit of a songwriting frenzy, and wrote a whole load of songs. And then I was trying to think about, I was recording them in the studio here, and I was trying to think about someone to sing them. And I remembered Pete. We met at the Rock Den in Hatfield when my band was playing there before, and got on really well. I loved his voice, and I reached out to him and sent him a couple of songs to sing. And typically with Pete, as always happens, 2 hours later, I get a whole load of vocal tracks back through and put them all up in my studio. And they just sounded fantastic. So it kind of started from there. We just kept sending each other songs back and forth and collaborating on songs. And before you knew it, we had about 20 odd songs and decided we just put an album out and put a band together to play them. So that's where we all started, really.
Yeah, okay. I mean, the writing the songs was that thing that sort of came easy to us. The actual putting a band together to get the sounds we want, it's always the same thing. We've got musicians that we could call on that we've worked with before, which really helped make the sound out. You know, when you have a sound and you hear a vision in your head, and you've got like that whole like the way you want the band to sound, and then we're just really lucky with the people that we've found, that they're people we get along with mates that actually have the same sort of vibe and feel, and like Nick's he writes for something, I don't know how he does it, but he'll write a song how I've already heard it in my head. That I don't know, it's really hard to explain, because I know when he's writing a chord or doing he's writing some lyrics or doing some phrases or sends me a little riff over, it's almost like he's hearing what I'm going to sing on it, because when I sing it back to him, or a melody, he's sort of got it worked out already. So that somehow actually clicking, which is really
it's quite a rare thing to get that.
It is
quite amazing. I mean, as Pete said, we wanted to pull together people who we'd played with before and knew and trusted, and who were on our wavelength, rather than a load of people that we didn't know, and all the getting to know people and all that kind of thing. So everybody that's in the band, with the exception of Fiona, actually, who did come in towards the end, all the rest of the people have played with me and Pete in some capacity in the band before, so we knew they were all on their wavelength.
Yeah, and they could put up your quirks and stuff like that.
Oh, exactly.
Okay, so explain the sound to me. I mean, I know what it is, but the people who are watching this, people who are listening, what is your sound?
Well, it's kind of it's a combination of different things. I mean, I always think we're kind of like a UK blues rock band that loves southern rock, if that makes any sense. And we both love like the country rock stuff as well. So it's kind of like, we put in one of our biographies once, that imagine if Free were a southern rock band and had Fleetwood Mac singing harmony vocals. And I think that's a fair kind of description, really.
Yeah, I'd go with that. I think that's a pretty good coverall for the whole album.
Yeah.
Well, you've got an album out, well, coming out now soon, and tell me about it.
Well, they're basically I mean, they're just the best of the songs that we wrote in that songwriting period I spoke about. And one strong thing with the songs is the lyrics. They're all personal stories about things in our lives or things around us and people we know. They're not just like lyrics that just fit and don't really have any meaning. So that's part of it. And Pete's able to really put that across with a lot of gravitas and soul, which is a major thing of it. It's mainly about the songs. The whole thing is about the songs.
Yeah. I mean, there was never real intention of producing a particular sound, was there? I mean, we just happened to write a song. You had songs you'd previously written way back in 1996 and stuff like that. And it's just
the earliest one was 91, actually. I realised the other day.
Oh, right, yeah. But there was no particular that had its sound at the time, but it's our sound we've got for the moment. So it just happens to be Nick's guitar sound and my vocal sound happen to sound the way it does. There's no like, oh, I've got to try and sound like this or try and sound like that or try and be a classic rock or try and be a country rock. There was never any intention. We basically write the song and so it just happens to sound the way it does. It does sort of help in a way when we introduce Matt onto keyboards with the piano and the Hammond, it lends it towards the classic sound that you've got on the rock there. And then introducing Fee into the mix, which was, we'd never met Fee before. She'd come in and she'd done worked out harmony stuff, and she's become a major part of the band now. He's contributing on the writing as well, and that sort of shaped the sound of the way the BVs and even the songs are as well. So we're not actually going, oh, let's write a song that sounds a bit country, let's write a song that sounds a bit classic Zeppelin or something like that. They just happen to be lyrics that Nick's thrown into the mix, and I've done some weird humming over something he's sent over to me, and then I might throw a few words back at him, and then he stirs the pot and he goes, let's try this, and I sing it all, and then he says, oh, let's try a different speed, which means I've got to sing it all again. And he goes, oh, I think we can go faster. So he sends it again until we find the right sound. It's not the song isn't written to a certain specific thing. It literally just turns out how it is.
It's a very organic process. It's just like Pete said a minute ago. It's a natural result of the way that he sings and the way that I play. Really, we always think the songs almost kind of write themselves once you start off with that initial thing, whether it be like a musical part or a lyric idea or a melody. From that point on, they almost seem to write themselves, don't they? They just
they yeah, so they get, once the momentum's gone, it's like you pulled the stopper out of the sand bottle and it's just coming. You can't.
That's a good analogy, actually.
You literally can't stop it. No matter how much you put your hand underneath, it comes out, and you've already got harmonies worked out before you finish working out the lyrics and the melody for the first time, because I can hear where they're going to go, and then Fee jumps in, and then we start getting everything worked out. You can't stop it. They start to evolve in the first couple of hours of actually thinking on it, and we're already thinking way ahead, oh, we could do this. And then comes the awkward bit of reining ourselves back a bit and saying, no, too busy. Let's take some of the guitar out. Let's put the keyboard here. We don't need that many harmonies in. For instance, we're working on the song at the moment, and we've done about 3 different speeds on it. Right. And I've done a few different ideas where the harmonies are going to go. Then I've stripped them back, and we've got one that Fee's working on at the moment, which we're stripping back, that she's written. And you go back. So the song's we've not written it in for any particular direction. It's just we will keep on it until the song sounds, and if you get that goosebump feeling when you're listening to it, you get the harmonies and you get the goosebumps, and you feel so happy in yourself that you don't have to sit there through, when you play a song to someone, you don't go, oh, I could have done this bit better, or I should have done that. When you can just put the song on, sit back and go, that's it. Listen to that. There's nothing to explain on there. That song's how it should be. So on there, that's when you know you've got a good song. So
I think what I'm trying to do, or whenever I'm writing stuff, the kind of feeling that Pete said, the goosebumps thing reminded me. It's like whenever I listen to like something by the Stones or Zeppelin or something that I really, really love, and it kind of gives you that certain feeling. I'm constantly trying to I'm chasing that feeling all the time. I'm trying to make myself feel something like that we're kind of turning ourselves on with it, really, and then hoping other people like it too.
There's a lot of hedonism going on in there, we just if you write the song and you get a smile on your face when you're playing it, then you enjoy performing it. It's not like you go to work or anything, or you want to, oh, I've got to do this song again, I've got to do that one, I really hate playing this one. You get a buzz from playing them live all the time, because you're just having so much fun playing them, because they're great songs to dance to and move around to and sing. And I love the harmonies. I mean, singing harmonies with a female vocal, I mean, for me personally, is an eye opener, because I've always done the main melody in all the bands that I've been in before, done all the VVs. To have Fee singing, it's weird because there's the different tones in the voices, and I've sung with male backing singers that do the high bit or the screaming bit, but to have a different tone in the voice and a different the female vocal can cover us different ranges, and it makes a complete separation on the actual sound of the song, which has literally given us, it has developed that sound, because you've got Richie and Fee, they've got a great combination of their two voices, and then they gel nicely with my voice, and we've literally developed a sound by accident. And so and it just works that way. I mean, put that together with like Nick's really noisy Telecaster, it's great.
I've got to say, Telecaster sound is perfect.
Yeah, we've got that's vocal harmonies is a big thing we wanted. We wanted to kind of I think the idea I had in the back of my mind when we were doing it was, I like the way that the Black Crows and the Stones and Leonard Skinner particularly used the female backing singers, and so that's what we were on the lookout for, and we really hit it off with Fee. She's kind of taken over all the vocal harmonies now, really. But we've also got Richie, the other guitar player, and Matt, the keyboard player, both very strong singers. So we've got a really good 4-part vocal going on. So
excellent. So Darkwood, this is the name of the album. So when is it due out?
November the 18th.
Wow. So we've got a little way to go yet before we can.
Yeah, we started kind of I think we started the campaign for it towards the end of July. We could have put it out 6 months ago, in all honesty, but we because we got Planet Rockstock and Winterstorm coming up, we decided we would put it out shortly before them, so we can try and make a bit of a noise and see. Hopefully, some people will notice us a little bit. But we just started putting a few songs out from it. We put an EP out in July of 3 of the songs, and we did a video with for the one song, Sanctity. And the other song, Undertow, which we did a video for, we've just started putting that out on social media now and getting radio stations playing that. So, yeah, we're just kind of trying to whet people's appetite for the album.
Out of the dozen or so tracks, it's a dozen tracks. If you had to pick one song each that exemplifies the band,
it's like
as you
trying
are,
to say which kid falls off the raft. No, it's really...
I'll push all my 4 off.
Which child is your least favourite that you don't mind floating off of the door in the Titanic? It's one of
those. You've got to pick one each. I might let you have 2 each.
Okay, I'm gonna say Nashville song. It's all in the letter. I'm gonna say Undertow.
Yeah. Why?
I just like them. No, I don't know. Undertow's got this thing where whenever it kicks in and that groove hits, drop D tuning with the bass, it's just immediately like, oh, here we go. It's just got that. I don't know. It just as it says in the lyrics of the song, it something draws you in. So there's that. Yeah. Nashville song, I particularly like the lyrics and that. It's about a couple of personal situations I was in with friends letting you down, and it had quite a long gestation period with that song. The reason it's called Nashville song was I was actually in Nashville, and I was going around the honky tonk bars watching bands playing. I actually got up with a band and played in one of them, actually, funnily enough. I just remember this chord progression this country band was playing. I don't remember the tune at all, but I like the chord progression, so I wrote it down in my phone. And when I got back, I couldn't remember the tune at all. I just started messing around with these chords and just came up with it and put it together. I have no idea for melodies or anything, and I sent it to Pete. And typically with Pete, 2 hours later, I get a load of vocal tracks back with these fantastic melodies, which I wrote the lyrics to. And I've just been going through a couple of situations with, say, broken friendships with a couple of people, and I just wrote the whole song about that. It's really about we all have situations where you wish you'd said something and you replay the conversation in your head and think, oh, I should have said that and I should have said this. And this is the whole premise of the song, is really the letter that I didn't send that says all the things I should have said. So that's what it's.
Okay, what about you, sir? You've had time to think.
I have. I would still. The thing is, does it matter if I pick one of the same ones? I mean, it's weird because I mean, Undertow is one of my favourite songs on the track because I just love the vibe of it. It's just got everything with the big harmonies, and I do like Fee's come up with some great harmonies behind the chorus, but it's such a relaxed vibe. My other one, see, I like funky rocky stuff as well.
Yeah.
So I would go. I could have three. No, but I could Sanctity or something about. I just love those things. But yeah, Sanctity's out at the moment, so something about has got a fantastic midsection on there where it goes in there. So let's do something about the way. It's got a great one. They're all from this. They're all so good, and this is just.
We would say that, wouldn't we?
Well, you got to sell the album, but they are good. I mean, personally, something about the way, maybe the Wrong Side of Midnight as well.
Yeah,
so that's interesting. You're the second person that's mentioned Wrong Side of Midnight recently. Okay.
Yeah.
It's that
something about the way. Something about the way it's got just something. There's a groove in it, isn't there? On something about the way, which is it. I mean, it's not a song we actually went out of our way to write that thing. It just happened to be a beat and a riff that Nick came up with, and then he sent it to me, and then.
Do you remember how that came about, Pete?
Sorry?
Do you remember how we came out? I was sat right on this chair with my guitar in my lap, and we were talking on the phone, and I was just noodling away on the guitar, and you could go, "What's that? What's that you're just playing there?" And I played it again, and you went, "Send me that. I've got an idea." So I literally plugged it into the studio, recorded a thing, sent it to him, and Pete put it all together from that.
Yeah, and then we did a few cut and pastes about it, and it turned into that, but it just wasn't. We didn't go out of the way to write it, like it just happened. It fell into place, and I just loved the groove on that. And Nick wrote this really nice mid-late section for it, which works really nice with the harmonies, with Fee going underneath with Richie, and me just like swinging on top of it. And I just love that bit on there. So it's it's a great song. All of them are great songs.
You got a very good sound as well. I mean, who did the production? Yourselves?
Well, we kind of we kind of self-produced it as we were recording it. As we were recording it, as we were doing it. But then when we got to the end and we had all the recordings, I'm very good friends with Pete Newdeck, who's actually the drummer in Vega at the moment. He's played with Paul Diano and Midnight City and loads of different people. He's a very good friend of mine, lives at the road, and he was always going to be mixing it for us anyway. So we basically kind of produced it ourselves as we were doing it up until that point. Then we handed it over to Pete, and he made a few suggestions and did his magic with all the mixing, and has given us some. We're planning to do another album. We are actually halfway through writing the next album already, and Pete's already got a load of ideas of how we should record it this time. So he was like on hand with advice all the way through the recording as well. So
yeah. Okay, so the album is out 18th of November, did you say?
Yeah.
18th of November. Where can people pre-order? Because it's all about the pre-order these days.
Okay, well, there is a pre-order link on our website, and you can also find it on our Facebook page. And that comes straight through to us, and we can send you out a pre-order of the CD, so you get it before it comes out. People can have it signed as well if they put a note in about that. We can get that organised. Other than that, it'll be out on all the usual digital outlets from that date, and again from our website, just as a general CD purchase as well. So
and you are appearing at two quite large festivals for the winter as well, which is Winter Storm and Planet Rockstock, is it?
Yeah,
right?
We're really pleased about that.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, how did all that come about then? That was, for a new such as yourselves.
Yeah, we have been putting in for loads of festivals and gigs, just constantly chasing things around. And with it all kind of started from there's a guy called Mark Robinson who kind of is the main guy behind Winterstorm. And I'm not exactly sure how he came across us actually, but he came across us somehow or other. And
I remember him saying that he heard the album and he just loved it, and then he just had to find out who we were. And
must have been before the album. It must have been the first single we put out.
He heard Last Chance Saloon, and then he got
we put Last Chance Saloon out as not the version that's on the album. The version that's on the album is a new version, but we put it out as a standalone single at the end of the lockdown period. And he heard that somehow, and got it. I'm not even can't remember how he even got in touch. So we had a big Zoom meeting with him, and he was going on about it, and offered us the slot with Winterstorm, which we obviously accepted gratefully, and that was that. And then a little while later, he got in touch with us again and said he might be able to put us forward, or at least suggest us for Planet Rockstock, and we said, yeah, of course, that'd be fantastic. So he did, and then we did that. And we've since then we've been played on Planet Rock quite a lot. And that Wyatt Wendell's actually made Sanctity his song of the week about 3 or 4 weeks ago on Planet Rock. It was playing it all week. So yeah,
and
a lot of time it's getting your foot in the door sometimes with these things.
Yeah, it's just it's a bit of a shock to the system, really, after trying all these years. Or within a few months of getting together and then doing stuff with Nick, and then within a year, we've been offered these slots. And I know there are loads of bands out there that are like working socks off to get to places like that. But that gives me a bit of confidence and self-belief in the actual album and the songs, because I know you can work as hard as you can, but if your album isn't selling you, then it is. So I really believe that the songs we've written are obviously selling themselves to a point, because otherwise, how would we get into this slot? So there must be something to say about the album, to say about the songs, if they've got us this far. So it's now down to us to really keep that momentum going, really.
We said that at the start, didn't we? We said that we thought that if the band got anywhere, it would be because of the songs. We thought they're way into things, I think, because there are a lot of bands going around working hard and playing and doing things, but
and they've still got all their hair.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just think our songs are the way that we're going to get attention, I think.
Yeah. I just 100% behind this album. It just feels right when you put it on. You just play it. It feels like there's no, or could have done that better, and things like that. And I got 100% confidence if I just put that on anywhere and played it, people are going to go, oh wow, what's that? There's not. I just there's such a buzz about it at the moment, and the reviews we've been getting in the magazines have been great, and
some great reviews.
Yeah. So some great. Is it Fireworks and Power Play? We've just So just hopefully this will keep rolling. I mean, just we're riding this wave as much as we can, and for obviously I'm in my prime at the moment. On there, as you can tell by my fine figure and my lovely waving locks and lovely skin tones, that I'm a bit of a catch and a front man. So it's So I'm
they can edit this bit out later, Pete. Don't worry.
I'm a prime picking point if you want me upstage, for like to sell it properly. So obviously it's not going to be me selling it; it's going to be the songs, isn't it? So, but it's that's why I feel so great about the album, because I know we put on a great show when we perform, and you can tell that when we're performing it, we're having such a laugh. There's no, I've got to be a rock god, foot on the amp, and dress like I'm 25 and go for it, that sort of thing. We're going out there, we go out, we dress comfortable, we have a great time, we put on a show for people, and just trying to produce what's on the album live. It gives you a buzz when you can get all of those harmonies and you can get those songs and the people are out there dancing around in front of you. I mean, that's really what you're just doing it for, really. I mean, just putting your songs across, going, we did that, this has come out of our brains onto a bit of paper, into the thingy, and now we're doing this for you in front. And I sometimes look back and think, how the hell did that come out of our heads? How did we create that? It's just really weird to think. And then you think,
there's a great Keith Richards quote I always like. He said, the key to songwriting is not getting in the way of the song.
Yeah.
Put your antennae up and the player floating around. Just don't get in the way.
I'm totally 100% behind these songs now. They're everything. They just give you a buzz when you think about them. And people say, how can you listen to yourself over and over in the car? Well, I think, well, I'm not listening to myself, I'm listening to the songs. It's just the songs are what's doing it for it at the moment. So Yeah, and I just can't wait for the next album to come out, really, because we're writing so many songs at the moment. It's like this album that came out is probably the tip of the amount of songs we've written before we actually get to decide what went on, because we've got loads of songs from previous that we thought, oh, that's the song for the album, and the next superseded by the next one we wrote, thinking, oh, damn, what one do we choose? So we've got a load from prior to this album, which might go on the next album, but the issue is we're still writing even better songs as we go along, and we've got to try and find time to do those as well as you know, as produce it, put this album out as well. So it's a constant thing, just writing songs. You can't help it. You'll be driving along, tune gets in your head, next thing you know, you're sending something to Nick, or Nick sending something to me, and we're on the case and we've got the next song, then we're sending it out to Matt or Fee or whoever wants to get involved on that side of it. And it's great. And we're like, we're linking up so we can do practices online as well, which is going to annoy everyone else. So we'll be able to like just disappear upstairs, link up and just run through the songs and go, what about this? What about this? And we'll start creating and get the juices flowing. I'm already buzzing about doing that. Yeah, yeah, blah blah blah. I just want to get the one that we've been working on before we did the interview. I'll just be sitting. That's going to be the next single. So, but yeah, no, it's great. Just love it. Just we're in the prime. We're going for it. So, I mean, look at Nick. I mean, he looks about 27 there, doesn't he, in that shadow? So,
moving swiftly on. Guys, I wish you all the very best of the album. It is a fantastic album. I do love it. So I'm looking forward to bumping into you in the flesh, as it were, and hearing these songs live. And maybe one day we'll do another interview and we'll talk about this second album.
Fantastic. Yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
it means a lot to us. We've done quite a few of these interviews in the last couple of weeks with Zoom and stuff. And when people like yourself who know their music are obviously excited about it. No, it's true. When you're obviously, you get it, and it's giving you a bit of a buzz. We are hitting the right spots here.
No, definitely. Thank you, Nick, Pete. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, mate.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.